Having converted from binary to decimal, let's now do the other way around and convert from decimal to binary. This is in theory a little bit trickier, so make sure you've got the binary to decimal nailed down before we start. So I'll go through these two questions. Again, like last video, please pause and try these if we know how to do this already, but I'll go through them now. So what is the binary equivalent of the denary number 11, expressed as a nibble in unsigned binary? So this is phrased a bit differently to how you might expect. Denary is another word for decimal, as you may have come across, and we're asked to put it as a nibble. A nibble is 4 bits, and we're said to give it an unsigned binary. Now, the word unsigned is only meaning we don't want to worry about negative numbers, as we're not with 11, so just convert it as normal. If you've learned something like 2's complement, that's relevant, but if you haven't, it's not. Okay, now the way to do this is to, again like before, start with making a table. And this time the table is going to be empty initially because you haven't got a binary number to put in it. But we can still start by using our column headings. It's always starting at 1 and 2 and 4. And the process is to keep doubling until you reach a number which is bigger than your target number. So all of these numbers here are smaller than 11, and so are fine, but 16, our next column heading, is bigger than 11, so I don't actually need it. I could include it, but it's not needed, so I can just ignore it. Okay, now I add my wonky lines in. The next step is to start with the far left column and see how many times it fits into your target number. So the MSB digit here we're looking at, well, 8 goes into 11 one time, but with a remainder. That's because 11 divided by 8 is going to be 1 point something. I'm not sure what the something is. So our remainder here is going to be, well, 3, because I've got 3 left over when 8 goes into 11. Next step is to ignore 11 now and focus on my remainder and ask myself, how many times does 4 go into 3? Well, it goes in 0 times. Because it's bigger, it goes in no times, and so our remainder is still the same overall. How many times does 2 go into 3? Well, it goes in 1 time with a remainder 1. And finally, how many times does 1 go into 1? Well, it goes in 1 time with a remainder 0. You should always get to the ones column, the LSB, with remainder 0. If you've still got remainder when you get to the LSB, there must be a mistake somewhere. So the answer is, well, 11 in base 10 is equivalent to 1011 in base 2. Which we can check quite easily because 8 plus 2 plus 1 is indeed 11. Now for the second question here, it's now a much bigger number, but still the process is exactly the same. Converting 212 into binary. Now before, let's start with our table, always starting right to left. So 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, and now the next column is 256, but if we can see, that's too big, I don't need it, and so I can leave it at 128. At GCSE at least, you won't go bigger than 8 bits. Right, next step is to start your MSB and ask yourself how many times does that column heading fit into your target number. So how many times does 128 fit into 212? Well, it goes in 1 whole time. By the way, you might have noticed by now you're never ever going to get it going in more than 1 time. It's either 0 times or 1 times, so really simple. If it was going in 2 times, it wouldn't be in binary anymore. So what's our remainder when this column fits into our target? Well, you could do that in your head, but I would always caution about doing mental maths in an exam. I've seen far too many mistakes for that to be a good idea. So let's just do a quick subtraction. So this is 84, so we've got a remainder of 84 in this case, just subtracting our column from our target. Next step is to go, how many times does 64 fit into 84? That goes in 1 time. Maths is easier this time, so 20 as a remainder. 32 is too big, so it goes in 0 times, but 16 is smaller, and so it goes in 1 time with a easy remainder of 4. 8 is too big, but 4 goes in 1 time, remainder 0, and so I can't finish up yet. I've got to just add a 0 under the 2 and the 1 because neither fit into 0. Therefore, 212 in binary is 11010100. Okay, so if you haven't tried these yourself, here are 2 more questions to have a go at on paper. I won't go through them in detail, but you can try this and see how you go. So the answer to the third question, 84 in binary as a byte, is 01010100. The space between the 2 nibbles is not essential. I would personally put it in because that's how we do it as computer scientists, but it's not essential. What is essential in this question is that first 0. So the 0 at the most significant bit is essential here because the question said to represent it as a byte. So make sure, despite not needing that 8th bit, because it says to put it as a byte, put in the 0 anyway, despite it not being needed, just to fill up the space. And the answer to question 4, 199 in binary, is 11000111. Now, if you got either of those wrong, that's perfectly fine. Just have another go, see if you can find your mistake. If you don't feel so confident with the conversions either way around, it's very easy for you to try these yourself. Just make up a number between 1 and 255 or bigger if you want a challenge. Convert it on paper, and if you search online for a binary decimal converter, you can see the answer quite easily.